Hello and welcome to our channel. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Stephanie.
And together we clean homes for free.
In today's home, we are returning to the house that we were at last week when I was cleaning the bathroom, and now we're both doing the kitchen. But the original plan was for us to tackle basically the rest of the house. However, once you started on the kitchen, we realised it was a bit worse than we were ready for.
Surface level it seemed okay, and like the rubbish it seemed like just like dry mixed recycling, but the deeper you kind of got into it, the worse it got. And texture wise and smell wise it was.
And at one point you threw up. You actually threw up. And I was like,
it was difficult.
And because it did just look like dry mixed recycling when I was there the week before, we were not prepared. We did not have any PPE with us apart from our usual gloves. We did happen to have some foot coverings in the car, which we discovered after, like, a little bit later on. But we couldn't find our masks. God knows where they are. Probably amongst all the other stuff that's in my house that I'm just kind of avoiding. So the kind of plan for this video is we're not going to release an ASMR. And I'm so sorry to those of you that do like it, but we just talk too much.
Yeah.
Especially when we clean houses together most of the time. And it's fine if we're in different rooms because it's not like we're shouting through to each other most of the time. But like in this house, we end up in the same room, which is not even that big of a room. And so we're talking a lot and it's not very ASMR-y.
I think as well when you've got a house that is a little bit more difficult, especially like for me it was mental, like having to mentally prepare myself to just get right in about it. Being able to talk to someone while you're doing that kind of like takes your mind off it a wee bit. So yeah, I feel like we struggle to
be quiet.
To be quiet when it's, do you mean we're having to talk it out, process it through conversation.
I mean, even when you're just with a friend, we could just be sitting doing nothing and we just talk all the time. So yes, this was the House of the Pickles. If we were to give our videos like catchy names, like what Ari Katerina does, I think this would definitely be the House of the Pickle Jars, because that was the thing we found the most.
Did you notice that I was on FaceTime to my sister? Yeah, that part.
Yes, so I did, but I thought you covered it quite well.
I tried because I was like, oh wait, I'm on camera.
Yeah, so what had happened was Danielle started in the kitchen and I actually started in the living room, and I was in the living room for about 20 minutes when you kind of got under that first layer of rubbish.
Yeah.
And I just heard you started like retching and gagging, and I was like, oh God, okay, do you need help?
Are you okay? I'm like, fine. And then I was like, no, I need you.
So then I came through and she literally went to throw up, and I was like, oh no, I can't, no. And so we nearly had to leave this house because we just were not prepared. And then it's in an apartment, so there was nowhere for the rubbish, and we've learned the hard way that we can't put rubbish outside. And it was a Sunday, so it's not, and we didn't have anything prepared like in terms of rubbish uplift, but we did manage to reach out to a local company. They're quite a new company, but they're definitely an up and rising one, and I think they're like getting on the socials as well. So they're called Trash Converters, and Callum was amazing. Like I phoned him and he was like, oh well, I messaged him and I was like, do you work Sundays? He was like, no, but what do you need? And I was like, please come and help us.
A godsend, and I do think that if he never came to help us, we wouldn't have went as far as we did.
100%, because there was nowhere for that rubbish to go, and then therefore nowhere for that smell to go.
And the more you were lifting the rubbish up, the more you were getting a smell. So yeah, I think we probably would have called it quits.
Not just that, but because he did come, because he was like, oh, I'm only 15 minutes away. So I was like, oh, brilliant. And I was like, well, we're still kind of picking it up right now. But anyway, so he came and he started taking the bags outside, and it kind of gave us that, like, do you know when you're like racing against the clock? We're like, okay, we had external motivation at that point because we had to like bag it up quick enough for him to take it away. And there was like 20 bags just from this kitchen.
Yeah.
Which should give you an idea, considering the kitchen is, what, 2x4 maybe?
Probably not even that.
I'm really bad at measurements. That was I just threw that out there.
I'd say maybe 2x3.
Yeah, meters. I don't know what metric system people use, but yeah, 2x3 meters.
Yeah.
So up until this point, Danielle's basically been bagging it up herself, but this is where I kind of came in and started helping.
Got stuff done.
Yeah, and we were just racing against the clock at this point. And it was cold that day as well, and we had all the windows open again, so that's why I have my jumper on.
I think as well, when we decide we're going to do something like this, we don't ever want to turn anyone down or walk away or be like, this is too much for us. Like, we're here to help, so it's like if we end up walking away and not being able to help, I think we would both feel bad for that.
Oh yeah, especially because, so I think we kind of touched on this. Oh no, wait, we didn't.
We haven't. No.
So
we
mentioned in our last video that there was a house that we'd been at that day or the day before, and we were really upset by the outcome of it. And then we'd says, oh, we'll not talk about that right now. We'll talk about it in the live. And then we did the live and completely forgot about it as usual. So we can kind of touch on it now. So 2 days before we did this house, was it 2? It was the same week, yeah. We had gone to another house, and it was an emergency call out for us because we'd been contacted by somebody who works at the hospital asking if we could go and help this gentleman who was in the hospital, and he couldn't get home to his house because, well, I can't really go into the details, but he couldn't get home to his house until we basically went and sorted his house out.
Made it more accessible for him.
Yeah, it needed to be accessible. And unfortunately, we spent 4 or 5 hours there, and the house defeated us. There was so much stuff, and we kind of needed him to be there to get rid of anything. So we could only do what we could do, and so we spent all the time organising the stuff.
And categorising
and boxing it up.
Yeah.
But the plan was, like, to move it.
So there's Callum.
Oh, yeah. So at his request, we were trying to move all the stuff to behind the door and move the bed to the window so that you could have access to the bed. And we could not move the bed. Like, we tried. Even if we had hurt ourselves,
there was no physical way of us doing that.
We just did not have the strength to pick this bed up, and we removed the mattress and lifted it up and everything. And we just couldn't move it. And so this house defeated us. We ended up having to put everything back, and we just felt so defeated. So then 2 days later, we come to this house, which we're in right now in the video, and we got to that point where we realised how bad it was, and we were like, we can't let another house defeat us.
That was the motivation.
So yeah, we just powered through. Well, mostly you powered through. I was hiding in the car messaging for rubbish uplifts. And also, there's a story behind this brush. You can tell it. Do you remember what happened?
No, I don't.
You don't remember? There was a glitch.
Oh, right, yeah, no, I do remember. So we were like, right, we need a brush, like, there's a sweeping brush. And so we were looking all around the house, and we came to the conclusion that we couldn't find a sweeping brush. We both walked back into the kitchen. Then we walked back into the hall. We looked down the stairs, and across, like, the bottom of the hallway, just before the front door, like, literally across the, like, from wall to wall, was this sweeping brush.
And bearing in mind, I had been in and out of that door like 50 million times. We had, like, taken the rubbish, and it wasn't there. When we looked around, that brush did not exist. It was not there. And then suddenly it appeared.
And she had a bright
pink, brand new brush.
Haul, and it's a bright pink brush. So it's not like it would have been camouflaged into anything. I think a portal opened and someone was like, here you go, ladies.
Yeah. So what is it you call that? A glitch in the matrix?
Yeah.
That's what they say, yeah. So yeah, it just appeared, and it was a brand new brush.
Oh, it was definitely the universe giving us a gift.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't take it. It's still at that house.
Yeah. A gift for that clean to leave there.
Yeah. And as usual, I got sidetracked. So what I was saying is there's no ASMR video for this one. So what we've tried to do is any points where we're not talking or there is satisfying scrubbing sounds, we've left them in. However, it doesn't happen often, especially because, and I was just saying this to you, Danielle, because there's two of us in a small space, we're both making cleaning noises, and so they clash kind of. So like at one point I'm scrubbing the floor and you're scrubbing a fridge, and so both of those noises individually would be quite nice, but when you mix them together it doesn't work. So yeah, we're leaving some in. And I did look inside this fridge. It wasn't that bad. Like, in fact, the inside the fridge was fine. I did, you don't see it on camera, I do open it and clean around the front of the edge. I don't know how to describe it.
The seal.
Yes.
The rubber seal.
Yes. So I did clean that, but the actual shelves and everything were pretty okay.
Yeah.
I kept saying to you during this clean that I didn't feel like I was doing very much, but I also kind of joked around and says, I mean, I was in this house last week, you can take the reins this time. But then when I was watching back the footage, I was like, actually, I didn't do too badly.
I was glad that we got all the rubbish out and we were able to get, like, I was really enjoying the cleaning part of this house.
Yeah.
It was some of the first wipes. You know, like a good first wipe once you've got it all off and you've scrubbed it. Some of the first wipes were very satisfying.
Yeah. And it's quite good because I do edit the footage. I get to see all the first wipes, and yeah, I get to hear the cleaning sounds as well, but actually they annoy me. I'm not one of the ASMR people.
Yeah, I'm not an ASMR person either.
I like the sound of rain, that kind of ASMR. Rain and beach and like, do you know, like the waves and stuff like that.
We had hailstones and thunder earlier.
Yes,
did you hear it?
Yeah, I did.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. I love it.
I don't like thunder.
No, I do. I don't like lightning because it's scary.
I seen a bit of lightning, just a tiny wee flash.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Let's show the folks what's in here. Ta-da! And I forgot to say as well that the lady that lives in this house did give us permission to basically throw out everything. Yeah. Well, not everything. Everything on the floor, everything that was contaminated. Like, she said afterwards that she didn't realise how bad it would be, but she knew that it would be bad and that nothing would really be able to be saved. And, I mean, she wasn't wrong. I still don't know what that big pile of brown substance was. Do you actually know what that was?
No.
So the viewers...
That's what got me.
Yeah.
So I went to go and lift up a bag, and it was like, it looked like dirt, but it wasn't dirt. Yeah. But it was all like compact. It looked like, do you know you can buy those bags of soil? It looked like somebody had cut one of them. It was still all compacting together, but it wasn't. It was definitely some kind of food or something. And then when I've obviously lifted up the bag that was underneath it, it's broken it all apart.
Yeah.
And then that's when it was like, it hit me, the smell hit me. I was like, oh my God, what is this?
And we had no idea how to pick it up. So that was why you kind of see Danielle, do you know when you pick up dog poo and you put your hand inside the bag and do it inside out? I was like, try that method, but with a bin bag and two hands.
It kind of worked as well, but it was still...
Yeah, it was difficult. Yeah. And it was heavy, the stuff.
Yeah, like, that's because it was so compact. Yeah. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I wish I knew.
That'll forever annoy me. I'll be in my 80s like, I wonder what that was.
I mean, we probably could have asked her, but I don't know if she would even know. I don't even know how to describe it. Brown,
is that something stuff that you ask someone, or could that make them embarrassed? Or...
I mean, she seemed pretty easygoing though.
Yeah, she did.
Mm-hmm.
You were really excited to clean this washing machine.
I was.
Mm.
It just looked so grubby. I was like, that's going to be a transformation. But do you know what annoyed me? Is that the inside of that door was quite dirty.
Yeah.
But after all the smells we'd already dealt with, I
Didn't
was
want to
not.
open the washing
Yeah, I
machine.
was not opening that. I was like, I don't know when the stuff in that washing machine was put in there, but I'm not. Today is not the day. So yeah, this would have been a good ASMR bit, but we were talking a lot.
I can't, like, I struggle to not talk
Mm-hmm.
when I'm cleaning and doing stuff, and I forget that we try to keep ASMR. Like, I forget
Yeah.
that it's not something that I'm like, oh, I need to be conscious. I feel like I'm trying my hardest to be conscious about, like, camera angles and stuff like that enough that
Yeah.
then putting something else for me to think about and not talk.
No, I don't want us to change the way we are cleaning to fit the minority of people who prefer those videos.
I think I wouldn't find it as enjoyable.
Yeah.
If I had to change how I do it.
That's what sets us apart. Like all the other cleaning channels are like, oh, I wish I had a cleaning buddy, and like Mac has Jason, and Bonnie, she said a few times that she wished she had a friend to clean with. And I feel like if we didn't have, like, if we weren't able to like chat with each other and mess about and suffer together, then it wouldn't be as fun.
Definitely be hard doing that on your own.
Yeah.
I mean, you just need someone, like, when you're like, you okay? And I'm like, no, I need help. If I didn't have someone to be like, can you please come help me? And get through it together and kind of give each other that encouragement.
Yeah, because even when we're not at the house together, like the week before when I was doing the bathroom and there was those spiders, I was even on the phone to you like, I need help, but you weren't there.
Yeah, sorry.
I know, I was there in your hour of need. Where were you?
I'll be there next time.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, we have a house clean together tomorrow, and then I have a solo clean on Friday next week, but that's not going to be a difficult one, I don't think. Although I always say that, and then I'm never as prepared as I want to be. And
I always give you more than what you expect it's going to be.
Yeah. Absolutely. That was a funny bit there. And do you remember what you did at that bit?
I was using like a metal scurry thing to scrub off the hard bits, and then I'm using a microfiber cloth to go to the back of it and like clean it all away. So instead of using the microfiber cloth on the wall, and I wiped a wee bit of, like, I don't know if it was food or grease or whatever it was, I ended up using the other hand, which had the like scurry thing that was covered in like black mess from, I just used it to scrub the bunker, and it just created this big line of black along the wall. I was like, oh no. But yeah, it wiped away, it was fine.
Yeah, and for anybody that didn't see our video last week when I was doing the bathroom, this lady is getting cleaners in after us because she's moving house, so we're not getting this to a professional standard, we're just getting it better.
The amount of food that was stuck in like the vents on top of the microwave, oh, that was really annoying my soul.
I seen your little trick with the butter knife trying to get it out.
I was just looking for anything. I was like, a toothpick or something. I was like, I'll try a knife. But then you also don't like, how far do you put something metal in a microwave? So I was like, no.
In case you got electrocuted. Do you know, that didn't even cross my mind when you said that.
But yeah, these bunkers, countertops, whatever you want to call them.
They came so clean though.
Oh, yeah, and it was so satisfying, like scrubbing it and all the mess, getting lifted up and then being able to wipe it away.
You were having a field day with the wiping.
Yeah.
And we had our trusty scraper. Although that scraper it kind of freaks me out. See, I definitely prefer the plastic one.
See, I prefer the plastic one. Like, I wanted the plastic one for this because you don't want to. The metal one, you've always got a risk of like scratching the surface or chipping something away.
That's what scares me.
But because that was just like a wee, I don't know what it was just like a wee bit of paper or cardboard. It was easy to just. But if it was something that was really stuck that needed a wee bit of like power behind it, I probably would have tried to use something else.
Yeah. Oh, you always ask me this question, so I'm going to beat you to it this week. What was your favourite part of this clean? And you can't say the bunkers because you already just went over that. And what was your least favourite apart from the smell?
So...
And talk fast because there's an ASMR bit coming up.
Oh, can I decide after the? Can I decide after? I don't know. Give me time to think.
No, pressure. Okay, I guess you could. I really like this bit that's coming up. And I think this is an ASMR bit, but I really loved watching this. It was awesome.
Mm.
Okay, time's up. Have you decided?
I know what my favourite bit is, apart from the bunkers. And that was probably when Callum walked through those doors and I knew I was getting rid of the bags and the smell. That was probably my favourite part.
Yeah, we've said it before, but we'll say it 100 times. Thank you so much, Trash Converters. And if you are in Fife, check them out. They are really good.
Give them likes, follows.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah. If you're if you're not in Fife, they have a TikTok account. So if any of you are on TikTok, head on over and give them a follow. I'll try and remember and link that in the description. And yeah, they have Facebook. But if you go over there and follow them on Facebook and you're not already following us, I'm gonna fall out with you. Yeah.
And my least favourite bit. I don't. Other than the smell, I don't think there was anything that I was really like, oh. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. You see that pressure that you felt when I asked you that question? It's how I feel every week when you ask me.
Well,
that's why I was beating you to it.
We should maybe just like
not ask that question.
We'll see who can beat who first.
Okay.
Who can ask it first.
So next week when Danielle immediately asks that question before we've even said hello to you guys, that's why.
Instead of introducing the channel, we'll be like, so Steph, what's your favourite part?
Because I'll probably forget by then as well. Don't draw on your window. Right,
I know, I just like.
So we're in the car right now and it's very cold outside, so the windows have all steamed up and Danielle's so tempted. It's her car, so I don't even care, but if you draw on your window with your finger, it stays there.
Bit in Titanic when they're in the car.
Yes.
And she does this.
With the handprint. That's like, oh, Danielle, that's not going to come off now. She just wiped the hand down the window.
It'll be fine.
I give the kids in trouble for doing that.
Get some glass cleaner on it. It'll be fine.
So you're just making more work for yourself.
You need a chamois cloth. Is that what they're called?
I have no idea.
The car wash people use that. Is it a chamois cloth? I think it's called a chamois cloth. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone.
Yeah. Is it a Scottish term or is that just the name?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's what they use to
we always have like a...
buff it up once they wash it and dry it. It's like they dry and buff it with a chamois cloth.
There's always like a word or a phrase or something that we wonder about when we're doing these videos. I promise you, we are intelligent women.
I also don't think it's just the video. No, you're intelligent. I call Steph the brains.
I call her the beauty.
Because I could probably write about between 5 to 10 things throughout the day that I'm like, what's that word? What's this word? Like yesterday.
But that's a good thing.
I was like, what's the difference between volatile and hostile? Like, if someone's been volatile or if they've been hostile. And I actually Googled it and learnt a wee bit.
Well, come on then, enlighten the rest of us.
So volatile is like quickly changes. So I could be nice and then I could become volatile. So it's like that behaviour quickly changes and becomes not pleasant. Whereas hostile, it's more like from the get-go, you're displaying an emotion or feeling of dislike or you're being unfriendly.
Oh, so you learn something every day.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. So my friend Jack, he always asks me the meaning of words. But do you know when you know the meaning of a word and you can use it correctly in a sentence, but if somebody asks you what it means, you can't verbalise that.
Yeah, it's like
that's
you just
me
know
all of the time because a lot of what I've learned is just from reading it in context. So it's like I know the context that it fits in, but I couldn't tell you what the definition of the word
does
is.
That to me all the time, and I'm like, I don't know, but Cameron, there's Alexa right there. You could ask her.
So what you have to do is you ask Alexa on the fly, and then when he asks you, tell him the answer. Yeah, and you won't just look clever; you'll be more clever because you'll know the answer. I left this bit in of me cleaning like the cupboard fronts and the drawers and stuff, but I don't know how interesting you guys find it because it's not really obvious cleaning.
It's invisible cleaning.
Yeah, there were some grimy bits. I could not get those handles clean though.
It's invisible cleaning that's the worst type of cleaning, I think.
Oh,
or when you
I
organise
agree.
something and then you shut the cupboard doors and you can't see that it's been done and no one else can see that it's been done. And
But you know it's been done.
I know, but
For you, that must be a good thing.
yeah. Sometimes though, when like someone walks in your house and they've maybe been in it the day before and it's in a complete pigsty, they walk in your house and they're like, "Oh, it's very nice and clean in here."
Mm-hmm.
That also gives you that like,
So that's
I did something good.
that's the kind of cleaning I like, is the one that's visibly noticeable.
Mhm.
That's why I like cleaning floors, because you could clean your entire house, but if your floors are dirty, then
It doesn't look good.
yeah, it doesn't, and you feel defeated, or at least I do. Yeah, we haven't kind of said what products that we've been using lately, but it's because we've just used all the same products. We have elbow grease for degreasing.
That's my favourite.
And fairy washing up liquid. We have Domestos Power Foam for bathrooms and lime scale. We use Flash Kitchen, which I think has bleach in it. Like,
I don't know, but the Flash bathroom definitely does.
mm-hmm.
Not sure if the kitchen does. Elbow grease is one of my favourite cleaners just now, especially like a wee tip for people. If you have nicotine stains, I'm not sure how well it would work on like your like matte paint,
Mm-hmm.
but like your plastic stuff, like your PVC wall and
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I used in. So I don't actually know if we'll share the footage from the house that defeated us last week, because there really is no transformation at all. And there's quite a lot of memorabilia on the walls that could be identifying. So I don't know if we will show.
Probably not.
Yeah, we probably will just keep that footage to ourselves. It was one of those ones that we weren't really doing for the sake of recording anyway. But in that house, the gentleman had obviously been smoking, and so there was a lot of nicotine stains, and so I did clean a lot of that.
The door.
Yeah. So what we might do is, because there's been been a couple of houses now where we've cleaned and not shown the footage, because there are some situations, so like domestic violence situations, for example, we wouldn't show the footage from that. So what we might do is at some point make a compilation of just showing little clips of us cleaning things, because there was some really satisfying nicotine cleaning in that house.
Yeah.
The door.
She done the door, and have we already said this?
Yes, that's what we mentioned last week. Then we
the
said
door.
we'd go further. Yeah.
So when she cleaned the door, I made her wait because I needed to see that first wipe, and that'll stick with me till I'm 80 as well.
And you cut your finger here, so this was your moment of hurting yourself in this house. So you cut your finger, and it was fine. And here's another ASMR section. And the only reason that was an ASMR section was because you sent me to the car to find our first aid kit, which we didn't actually have with us because you'd taken it.
It's in my car.
Is it in your car?
It's in my car. I've seen it.
I knew you had it.
It's right under one of the seats. Well, the seat you're on, but in my car.
Well, we need to remember and take that back and put it with the kit.
Yeah.
Because one of our lovely subscribers bought us.
And we need it because I'm such an accident prone mess.
Yeah, so there was glass on the draining board and it had gone into your finger, and then because you wear silly false nails,
they're not silly, they're pretty.
They're beautiful, but I just don't know how you can do anything with them on.
Well, I mean, I can't take glass in my finger.
No, so you needed me. So if you'd been in that house by yourself and you cut your finger on that glass, what would you have actually done?
I would have sucked it in.
Oh no.
That would have been my only choice.
Yeah, it would have, but I'm glad I was there to save the day.
Or I would have filled it up and put my hand in hot water and squeezed, and hopefully that would expel it.
Oh, that gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, there's probably a few things.
Mm-hmm.
If I actually had to like take the time to think about, right, so how am I getting this glass in my finger without using my nails, because this will probably push it back in.
Yeah,
Probably come
because
up
it
with
was
a few
such a
things.
minuscule piece of glass as well.
Mm.
This drain unblocker belonged to the resident of the home, and she had several empty bottles of it in the bathroom. So when I was cleaning the bathroom last week, I was like, oh, when I came across all those, I was thinking that either the sink or the toilet or something was going to be blocked. And surprisingly, they weren't blocked. Probably because of this, though, because you used it.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was, and it smelled so nice. So when I went outside to find the plasters, when I came back in, the house no longer smelled really badly because all I could smell was that drain cleaner. It was so nice.
Do you know, I just brought up the stainless steel in the sink so well because it was really stained, and it was almost like that brown tinge that stainless steel goes, especially if you're like a type of person that puts like your tea bags on the side of your sink, and people that do stuff like that. So it brought that up really nice. It made the stainless steel look very lovely.
And I just really liked the smell of it, to be honest. We always pause the voiceover when we know that the ASMR bits are coming up, but then we just have conversations ourselves, and then we have to remember and unpause the voiceover to carry on talking, so you guys miss all the interesting stuff.
What we're doing here? Oh, so there was like a miniature fridge up next to the sink. You would have seen it in the previous part of the clip. But I just didn't think it made any sense being where it was, and because she was moving as well. I thought, do you know what, it'll fit perfectly in this corner. So
and you have a better eye for that than me, because I was like, I think it's going to stick out in that corner.
Like, it's going to be too thick here. I'm like, no, I'm carrying it. It'll fit there.
You don't want to know how she measures things, though, because it's not appropriate.
That's not how I measure things. It was just
I've
like
seen you with your hands, like.
It's just an average, like, so that's 10 centimetres, that's 6 inches.
Yeah.
It's just a rough estimate.
So yeah, when you were cleaning that fridge, that's when I'm like behind you scrubbing the floor, so.
The fridge was very satisfying. But I don't believe it works.
Yeah, so we didn't do the inside because we were like, there's no point.
The inside was fine. It actually was really fine. But the seal at the top was really, but it was damaged as well. So I gave it a wee clean, but I mean, it wasn't back to spotless. But I do believe that it probably doesn't work.
And then there isn't much point us spending time cleaning things that don't work.
Other than self-satisfaction.
Yeah, but we generally don't have time.
Yeah. This bit here. Oh, but you can't really see it.
Yeah. That was like when I was doing the fridge earlier on in the video. I had to cut a lot of it out because where I positioned the camera, when I then had the door open, you couldn't see anything. So I just cut most of it out. But the length of this video ended up being...
This was me checking for spiders.
Oh.
Because there was loads of webs.
I wondered
loads of thick webs, and I'm like, is there? And I thought there was going to be like inside the bottom of the... You can see it there. There's I don't want to think about it. And I'm like, if I lift this up and a spider comes out and crawls up my hands, I'm going to drop it.
But no, you made it, and it fit in that space perfectly. I was saying when we were in this house that I really like that all the curtains in this house are the same colour. I quite like that. Because all the walls are neutral anyway. Obviously, if the walls were different colours and things, it would be different. But yeah, they were all that really nice teal colour. As much as I'm enjoying doing this voiceover, I'm also looking forward to it being over because we've got Chinese food on the way.
And it's starting to get a wee bit cold.
I'm fine. I'm wearing pizza hoodie. If you guys live in a cold area and you don't have an hoodie, get one. It will be the best investment you ever make. It's so cozy. And the reason I'm wearing my husband's though is because he spilt soup on mine. Because I'm really bad at leaving like my clothes on our bedroom floor. And he brought soup to bed. Don't ask me why. He just likes to eat in bed.
But soup's a funny one to bring to bed.
Oh, he's banned. He is not. So he usually has cereal. But often if we eat quite late, we're kind of already in bed. Once I go upstairs, I usually don't go back downstairs. Because I get really bad knees at night. So I struggle with the stairs at night. And so I'm always in bed. And then he just likes to eat food. But it drives me crazy because I really don't like the sound of him eating. He's so loud. I just don't like it. Anyway, he's now banned. There's a name for that
as well, and I don't know what it is, but there's a name for...
It's the same one for the polystyrene.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't know how to say it though. Misophonia. That covers all the noises that people can't stand. It was worse when I was pregnant. He had to eat in a different room. To be honest, I wish he would still do that sometimes, but especially at night because it's so quiet. But it's fine. I usually distract myself with YouTube videos while he's eating.
These dishes, I took the majority of them off of the drying rack. So they're not actually like dirty, but they needed a rinse or a refresh because I believe she keeps her dishes where she lays them to dry. And that all needed a really good clean.
Yeah, because the cupboards were pretty organised actually. Excuse me. But there wasn't really any cupboard space for dishes. So we're kind of getting near the end now. I think it's about 5 minutes left. But we don't really record you doing the dishes, but you do all of the dishes. And I just kind of do this floor. However, this floor will not be perfect, guys, because it was very damaged. And it'll be getting ripped up anyway. This is a council property. So when she does move house in a few weeks, then all the flooring will need to be removed anyway. So I wasn't too bothered. But I definitely didn't want to leave it like that house that we didn't do the floor.
Yeah.
That was my main thing. Actually, I think I've swept this floor several times throughout the day. Just so it's clean. The thing about those brushes is you cannot get the edges at all.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going in with the wee brush. So yeah, because we're getting to the end. Sorry, my voice is so croaky. I need a drink, I think.
We never brought cups of tea out with us. We usually do.
Well, the reason I didn't, right, is because we always bring out a cup of tea, and then, first of all, I can always hear you gulping your tea. And I'm like, oh, what if other people pick up on that? But also, I never drink mine. They
can't deny me fluids.
No, they can't. But I never drink mine. It always just goes cold. So I didn't even offer to make you one this time. Cool. I'm sorry. But I'm getting you food, so...
Well, yeah, that makes up for it, yeah.
Anyway, as I was saying, we're getting to the end, so the usual spiel. Thank you guys for watching, obviously. I just want to give a special thank you. Like, I can't name you all, but you know who you are. The people who are sending us cleaning products off our list and giving us donations on Buy Me a Coffee. Yeah. We haven't really said thank you in a while, but honestly, it really does mean so much to us. It makes such a
massive impact to what we're doing and just providing this service to people that really need it.
Yeah, and I don't tend to shout you out individually because I'm so really bad at losing the bit of paper that has your name on it. And so it gets put down in my house and then I'll probably find them in a month's time and like, oh yeah, that was Catherine that got us these Mr. Muscle oven cleaners. And I'm like, I'm sorry that I didn't say thank you personally, but yeah, we really do appreciate it. And as well, like, obviously, thank you to our subscribers and our members. And I think all the links to join and donate and buy things are all in the description if anybody ever does want to. It honestly is appreciated a lot. But for those of you that want to support us and can't support us financially, we appreciate you just as much. And just liking the videos, commenting, sharing the videos, all of that stuff really helps the algorithm, and then it means we get more views and then ad revenue, all that kind of thing. So yeah, we do. We appreciate it.
Every single one of you.
Yeah. And we just hit, I think, 13,900 subscribers, which is absolutely mind-blowing.
Where do you want to be? Like, how long? So if we say, how long have we been doing this for?
Since June.
So like 4 months. So in another 4 months, what is our target subscribers?
So based on our growth rate.
No, like
Or just goals.
Just goals, not statistics. Goals.
Oh, I can't.
Where
do you want to be?
I want to be at 20,000.
Okay, I'll.
You're like, no, that's not happening.
I'll say 16,000, which is really, I'll just say 16,000.
So come on, guys, tell your friends, family, say go and subscribe to these girls and let's prove Steph wrong. Hashtag Team Danielle.
You can't sneak that in right at the end. Bye, everyone.
Bye.